If you want to be with the big dogs, you got to get up on the porch and do what the big dogs do.
What we just heard Ronnie Coleman, otherwise known as Mr. Olympia, say in his speech reflects the mentality of thousands of athletes across our nation in all shapes, sizes, and ages. The determination to be the best is immense, and sometimes drugs are used to make up for a lack of natural ability. When he says you need to do what the big dogs do, what is he referring to? The answer is steroids, and an exact definition is any of a large group of fat-soluble organic compounds, as the sterols, bile acids, and sex hormones, most of which have specific physiological action. History of steroids traces all the way back to the early 1930s. It was around this time a team of scientists created a synthetic form of testosterone, otherwise known as a hormone found in men. They originally used it for men who were not able to produce normal amounts of testosterone, inhibiting their growth. It was later, during World War II, where they found that synthetic testosterone could help malnourished soldiers gain weight and improve performance. After the war, athletes found they could use the synthetic testosterone to enhance performance in competitions. In the 1956 Olympics, Soviet athletes, mainly wrestlers, performed at exceptionally high levels. After America learned this, a physician named Dr. Ziegler created what we now call anabolic steroids. From here on, steroids became increasingly popular to not just Olympic athletes, but for professional and high school sports as well. It wasn't until 1975 when the Olympics banned these substances. That's when a black market developed, causing major federal regulation that was introduced as part of the Anti-Drug Abuse Act, stiffening penalties for the sale and possession of steroids in 1988. A couple years later, Congress passed the Anabolic Steroid Enforcement Act of 1990, which placed certain anabolic steroids on Schedule III of the Controlled Substances Act. Some interesting statistics come from surveys done about steroids. For example, 85% of teen athletes do not receive any education about what the side effects of steroids happen to be. 44% of teens say it is very or fairly easy for them to obtain steroids even though they don't have a doctor's prescription for them. 11% of high school boys said they've tried using steroids at least once in order to gain an edge on their preferred sport. For athletes that do decide to take steroids on a regular basis, 80% of them show some form of biochemical abnormalities of the liver during medical testing. In 2002, 4% of high school seniors said they had tried steroids at least once. Since 1991, teens are 10 times more likely to use steroids today than they were in the past. Among those who admit to using steroids, 80% said they believed the drugs could help them achieve their athletic dreams.
First time I took steroids, I was a sophomore in high school. I took testosterone and a Winstrol cycle. Some of the side effects I got from steroids were I got really strong really quick. I put on a lot of muscle mass, but some of the negative side effects were I did grow breast tissue that would be similar to a female's breast tissue, and I started to have some aches and pains. My reasons for taking steroids were I wanted to be bigger, faster, and stronger for the sports that I played, and so I figured it'd give me a competitive edge. Do I regret my decision to take steroids? No, because the benefits that I wanted to get from it, I got quickly, and any of the negative side effects can be taken care of in the future if I want to. So, no, I don't regret taking steroids.
He's gone down the long shot is taken to the breast. Busted his back, Encarnacion is back. Make it 6-0-1. He's struggling to keep up. It is Jones clearly in command, and Jones is going to win her first of what she hopes will be 5 goals.
Given not only the medical risk but the social scrutiny one may receive, the reasons are obvious why you wouldn't want to do steroids. However, the benefits attached to a successful athletic career can not only grant you financial stability, fame, and most importantly, a college education.
You know, as a high school player, you may not be able to afford to go to college. Man, my mom and dad can't send me to college, but if I get over here and do this little thing, I might be able to get one of those scholarships over there, and it goes at every level. So when
Steroids not only benefit the individual by enhancing their performance, they also benefit the athlete's team, school, and organizational prestige.
You know, trainers on these NFL teams, they of course know. And the coaches know too, but they go, well, he's playing better. What the heck? I'm not going to say anything.
Steroid use has been a big issue in sports from the 1900s to modern times. Some athletes' desire for greatness brings the idea of steroid use into play. Steroid use has been banned since the beginning of sports and could lead to consequences outside of simply being suspended. People unaffiliated with sports are able to use banned substances such as steroids freely, but athletes are held to a higher standard. Steroids have been proven to increase the strength of athletes in a short period of time, but does the action match the consequence? Marion Jones, one of the most prolific women's sprinters of her time, went on to be the first woman to win 5 track and field medals at a single Olympics in the year 2000. In 2006, she tested positive for a banned substance, but was cleared after a follow-up test. In 2007, Jones admitted to the use of steroids and was stripped of her Olympic medals.
And so it is with a great amount of shame that I stand before you and tell you that I have betrayed your trust.
An attorney of Marion Jones, after her confession, was quoted saying, "She has been cast from American hero to national disgrace. This part of her story will forever be one of personal tragedies. To be clear, the public scorn from a nation that once adorned her and her fall from grace have been severe punishments. She has suffered enormous personal shame, anguish, and embarrassment. She has been stripped of her gold medals, her accomplishments, her wealth, and her public standing."
Major League Baseball is now investing more in youth education on this subject than anyone, including the federal government, which in the past 8 years has done nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean that word literally. So we've written a letter to every congressman and senator that should be arriving on their desks yesterday or today, and are hoping that we can find someone that will come out of the bushes and help us attack this problem, with all of the kids.
I'd like to see a couple players, too, start to get out there, allied with you and others, and to just vehemently go against this because it's unfair.